my friend for Larry. It was a beautiful morning in Willowwood. Larry, the tomcat, decided to explore his new neighborhood. He wanted to make some friends. He climbed through his pet door and walked around to the front of the house. Crouching down, he sniffed the air. It seemed safe. He tucked his ears back, ran across the yard, and jumped into the trunk of the tallest tree in the garden. He clung there for a moment. "I'll climb it later," said Larry as he jumped back down. He was down. He walked down in. He walked down to the park, where he saw a squirrel walking. "Will you be my friend?" asked Larry. "I have work to do," said the squirrel. "I don't have time to play with you." With that, he screamed up the tree and out of sight. Larry saw 3 ducks swimming on Whitewater Lake. He ran over to them. "Will you play with me?" asked Larry. One duck shouted, "Go away, we do not play with cats." Larry left the park and headed towards home. He was so disappointed that he could not find a friend. He stopped for a moment to pray. "Dear Lord, please send me a friend." As he walked down the alley, he heard something strike. What kind of animal makes that sound? He wondered. He crawled under the fence and walked towards the noise. There was a very tall fence around a little building. There were several strange animals walking around outside the building. "What kind of animal are you?" asked Larry. The chicken saw Larry and began to panic. "Run away, run away. There's a cat outside our coop. He's going to eat us." "I'm not going to hurt you," shouted Larry. But the chickens were in such a panic they would not listen. They continued running around making all sorts of noise. "Who's making all that fuss?" asked a voice from behind Larry. Larry turned to see an old dog glaring at him. "What are you doing?" asked the dog. "I was just looking for a friend," said Larry. "My name is Larry. What's yours?" "My name is Pharaoh. This is my farm. I was over things for my parents," said Pharaoh. "How long have you lived here?" asked Larry. "I do not know. I have been here as long as I can remember. Dad was here before me, and Grandpa before him," said Pharaoh. "I bet things were a lot more exciting back then," said Larry. "Back when I was a puppy, Willowwood used to be the biggest farm around these parts," explained Pharaoh. "Back then, Dad and I had to be on our toes to protect the farm animal." "Will you play with me?" asked Larry. "Son, I'm a little too old to play," said Pharaoh. You need to find someone closer to your age. I asked God to send me a friend, said Larry. Well then, just trust the Lord. He knows what you need, said Pharaoh. But stop by for a visit anytime you like. Larry headed home. He decided to cut through the backyard of his neighborhood's house. A family had just moved in and he wanted to see what they were like. He climbed over the fence and crossed the yard. He stood on his hind leg and looked into one of the back windows. "Hey, what are you looking for?" asked a voice from up in a tree. Larry was startled by the sound of another cat's voice. Who, who said that?" he asked. "Up here," said the voice. Larry looked up into the tree. There, sitting on a low branch, was Logan, his friend from the animal center. Logan shouted, "Larry," as he bounded up the tree and sat down on the same branch. "When did you move into the neighborhood?" asked Larry. "My parents moved in 2 weeks ago. They kept me indoors until I got used to my new home," she said. "Where do you live?" "Just across the street," said Larry. "I have been praying for you," said Logan. "I'm glad you found a nice home." "I asked God for a friend," said Larry. "I'm glad he sent you." "Do you want to play?" asked Larry. "Sure," said Logan. They climbed down and played until morning. Never in the history of the world had there been two happier cats. Moral: God answered all our prayers.